we may never see Shedeur playing this season. So you have the first shot. I don't think it'll go that way, but hey, you got your chance. Shedeur, here's what you have to do. I think you will get several games worth of action. I think Gabriel will struggle to the point where they will give you your shot.
I think for the first time, okay, Kevin, let's see what this guy's got, because you obviously liked him. Yeah. And part of the reason, you talk about the height, part of the reason nobody likes him.
And we're going to see. To me, to be honest with you, I don't think he's the answer. I don't think he's the answer. And we're going to find out. Listen, this ain't the preseason.
Dillon Gabriel is set to take charge of the Browns against the Minnesota Vikings, and the excitement is real. The young quarterback is ready to show he can handle the spotlight, but not everyone is convinced that he's the right man for the job. Analysts are already questioning whether Gabriel can truly be the long-term answer for Cleveland. Some are pointing to his size as a major disadvantage. Can he hold up against the size and speed of NFL defenses? Others doubt his ability to read an offense at the highest level, wondering if he's ready to process the complexities of the game and handle the pressure. It's a tough call for Stefanski, and there's a growing concern that putting Gabriel in this position might backfire. Is this a risky gamble that the Browns will regret? Or is Dillon Gabriel the spark they've been looking for? The clock is ticking, and we're about to find out. Stephen A. Smith, one of the most outspoken voices in sports media, has made a bold prediction about Dillon Gabriel starting for the Cleveland Browns. In a recent segment, he didn't hold back, saying it's clear Dillon Gabriel just isn't ready to take over this offense and elevate it to the next level. He declared that it's obvious that Dillon Gabriel just doesn't have what it takes to lead this Browns offense. He's not going to be able to make them better, and frankly, they're going to struggle big time in this game.
We may never see Shedeur playing this season. So you have the first shot. I don't think it'll go that way, but hey, you got your chance. Shedeur, here's what you have to do. I think you will get several games worth of action. I think Gabriel will struggle to the point where they will give you your shot.
Chris Broussard also shared his thoughts on Dillon Gabriel's potential start this Sunday, emphasizing that while Gabriel has an opportunity to prove himself, he faces an uphill battle. If he performs well, it could shift the conversation, but realistically, it's hard to overlook Shedeur. By the end of the season, Shedeur will likely get the majority of the playing time to showcase his arm talent. Nick Wright also shared his thoughts on Dillon Gabriel after he was named the Browns starter, acknowledging the quarterback's undeniable talent and potential. However, he didn't hold back on addressing a major concern: Gabriel's size. While it's something Gabriel can't change, Wright emphasized that this physical limitation could be a serious obstacle in his pursuit of long-term success as an NFL starter. Despite flashes of impressive play, Gabriel's physical traits might ultimately restrict his future in the league. When comparing him to Shedeur Sanders, who has more natural tools and greater upside, the contrast between the two becomes clear, highlighting the challenges Gabriel faces in proving he can be a consistent starter.
Commit to one of my cardinal sins of quarterbacking, which is he's tiny. And so, he's tiny.
It's not just Nick Wright weighing in. Other analysts are also considering Dillon Gabriel's future as the starting quarterback, with many pointing to his size as a potential hurdle in maintaining that role long-term. Mike Tannenbaum praised Gabriel's standout preseason performance, noting his skill and poise on the field. However, Tannenbaum raised concerns about Gabriel's height, suggesting that it could be a significant disadvantage in the NFL, potentially leading the Browns to explore trade options. While Gabriel's talent and technique are undeniable, physical limitations like his size could ultimately prevent him from securing the QB2 spot, making a trade a real possibility.
As Hebo just reminded me, he's in third percentile in height. It's really hard to have sustained success in the NFL. Drew Brees is the obvious outlier when you are so short. So to me, it's a big risk. You go from 4 quarterbacks, which we've talked about all summer long, to literally for a 40-year-old quarterback to be backed up by a very unproven, very short by NFL standards.
Ryan Clark has also shared his thoughts on Dillon Gabriel being named QB1 for the Browns, and his message is clear. Cleveland needs to recognize that Shedeur Sanders is the best rookie option they have. Clark believes that once the team fully accepts Sanders as their future, success will follow. For him, it's obvious that Sanders is the right choice to replace veteran quarterbacks like Joe Flacco. Clark argues that Sanders brings a new level of energy, a fresh perspective, and the leadership qualities that could help propel the Browns to greater success. If Cleveland makes that shift, it could be a pivotal move for the franchise's future.
Who's the young guy that we expect could be able to take reps this year? And once you figure that out, that's the way you have to move forward.
Stephen A. Smith also weighed in on the debate, highlighting Shedeur Sanders' steady progress and the momentum he's gained. He pointed out that even before the final preseason game, it was clear Sanders had moved ahead of Dillon Gabriel on the depth chart. Smith acknowledged that, aside from a minor setback in the preseason, Sanders has remained undefeated, built strong communication with his teammates, and stayed fully committed to improving his game. According to Stephen A., the Browns are well aware of Sanders' vast potential and are counting on him to continue developing into a more impactful and dominant force in the future. Stephen A. Smith also stressed Shedeur Sanders' consistent growth, pointing out the strong momentum he's built. He noted that, despite a minor setback the previous week, Sanders has remained undefeated, developed strong relationships with his teammates, and is now laser-focused on improving his game. Smith believes the Browns recognize Sanders' immense potential and are counting on him to keep evolving into a more impactful and dominant player as his career progresses.
He really hasn't done it. I mean, he hasn't gotten in any trouble. I mean, he hasn't been saying the wrong things. He hasn't been a less than a model citizen focused on, being the best that he can be. He hasn't done anything. So I think that when we look at it, he's going in there, he's working hard, he's trying to improve every day. He's saying all the right things, trying to elevate his level of play. And remember, up until this past weekend, we did think there was a legitimate argument that he should have been higher on the depth chart than Dillon Gabriel because he performed better against Carolina than Dillon Gabriel had performed in the preseason game against the Eagles. It's just that obviously he nosedived over this last weekend.
Rich Eisen also weighed in on the situation in Cleveland, suggesting that if Dillon Gabriel struggles and Shedeur Sanders is called to start, it's only a matter of time before Sanders becomes the QB1 later in the season. Eisen pointed out that such a shift would give Sanders the chance to establish himself as the leader, and he is confident that Sanders is on track to take over the starting role at some point during the year. The momentum is clearly shifting in Sanders' direction, setting him up to step in when the opportunity arises.
Is Dillon Gabriel going to be like second quarter he's out there because Flacco just needs a minute in the blue tent?
Yeah, that feels likely.
And if it's Shedeur Sanders and he starts balling,
then what?
Everything changes in a bat of an eye.
Yeah.
In conclusion, while Dillon Gabriel is slated to start against the Vikings, this doesn't guarantee that he will secure the role of Cleveland's undisputed quarterback moving forward. Despite this opportunity, Gabriel faces significant pressure, as many in the NFL community have expressed doubts about his ability to be the long-term answer to the Browns' quarterback crisis. His size and physical limitations have been repeatedly highlighted as potential obstacles to his success at the NFL level. While Gabriel has shown flashes of talent, including impressive preseason performances, it's Shedeur Sanders who is increasingly seen as the future of Cleveland's quarterback position. Sanders has garnered considerable praise for his natural tools, leadership, and potential to elevate the Browns' offense. Analysts like Ryan Clark and Stephen A. Smith have emphasized Sanders' steady development and his growing momentum. Many believe that once the team fully embraces him as the future, Sanders could be the catalyst for the Browns' long-term success. While Gabriel may start against the Vikings, it's clear that he is playing under the microscope, with the entire NFL world watching to see if he can prove himself worthy of holding on to the quarterback one role. Shedeur Sanders, on the other hand, is expected to continue climbing the depth chart. His potential as a leader and playmaker has been well documented, and with each passing week, it seems more likely that Sanders will eventually overtake Gabriel for the starting role. If Gabriel struggles or doesn't perform at a high level, the Browns could make the switch to Sanders, solidifying him as the quarterback of the future. The pressure is mounting for Gabriel, and while he has a chance, it's Sanders who is viewed as the true answer to Cleveland's quarterback dilemma. So, with all this talk about Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, what do you think of the quarterback competition now? Is Sanders the clear future of Cleveland's quarterback position, or should the team give Gabriel more time to develop?